Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope that everybody's having a fabulous day today. Today we are going to be talking about the new limited edition Natasha Denona Sunset Palette. This is her summer release. This is what it looks like. It's upside down. This is what it looks like. It has gold packaging and stitching. It's similar to her other palette. You can see it's gold, Natasha Denona Sunset Palette. And then when you open it, it has that plastic sheet with the names on it. This is what she looks like, and I am obsessed. I'm really bad at these reviews just because I get really excited about certain products and I just go ahead and tell you how much I love it, like at the very beginning of the video. It's like not a surprise. But yeah, I do. I love this palette, you guys. I went back and forth on if I was going to get it for a really long time, but ultimately the two words limited edition really took hold of my heart and told me to spend my money on it, so I did. I got mine at Sephora.com. I did order it online. It is $129, so that is very expensive. I do understand that is super expensive for an eyeshadow palette. But if you've seen any of my other videos where I use the Natasha Denona palettes, then you guys will know that they are some of the best quality eyeshadows that I have ever used in my entire life. Some of my favorite shadows, you guys know, are the Makeup Geek shadows. Those are really great quality, but I will say I can tell a huge difference in the way that these shadows blend and the way that they go on and how soft they are. So you really are getting so much better quality with these shadows. That's all there is to it. I truly can tell a difference between my $6 shadows and these shadows. I really can tell a huge difference. Everything just blends out seamlessly. There's no harsh edges. You don't even really have to try to blend, and they blend. There's not a ton of fallout or kickback. I did create this eyeshadow look with this palette today, and while I was using it, as you can see, there's just a little bit of glitter fallout from when I was using it from these. It's really hard to tell because it's like backwards. From this shade and then this shade, that's just a little bit of glitter at the top. But as far as the matte shades are concerned, as you can tell, when I dipped my brush into them, I did not get any kickback or fallout. Sometimes when you put your eyeshadow brush into a shadow, it just goes everywhere and gets super messy. That did not happen with this palette. Stay tuned. Towards the end of this video, I will have a tutorial on how I created this eye look with this palette. Just for a size comparison, this is the Natasha Denona, I think this is the green brown palette, and this is in her original collection. It is a permanent palette, but just for size comparison, the Sunset palette, as you can see, is quite a bit smaller. The larger palettes, you get 28 shadows. In the Sunset palette, you get 15 shadows, just for comparison for you guys. If you're thinking about getting it and you're not sure if you want to spend the money, it is 100% worth the money. Most definitely. I love it. I'm so glad that I have it. Like I said, I was thinking about it for, I would say, about 3 weeks. Just because this is a lot of money and I wouldn't spend that just without really thinking about it and making sure that I really wanted it, and I ultimately ended up getting it, and I'm really glad that I have it, and I can definitely tell you I will be using this like every single day. So let's get to some swatches. This is the shade Atmosphere. Super pretty. Next we have the shade Sinai. This is a matte shade, or I guess it's more like a satin. Next we have the shade Ice Gold. That one's not showing up as much as I expected it to, I will be honest with you. I didn't use that one on my eyes. This is the first time that I'm swatching it, and that one did not go on as nicely as some of the other shimmer shades have. The next one is Mandarin. Wow, look at that. That is pretty. This next shade is Bronzage. Alright, moving on to the second row, we have Volcano, which is a deep brown matte shade. And then we have the shade Abaid. Wow, and that one I do have on my lids today, and it just swatches so beautifully, as you guys can see, I hope. Next we have the shade Horizon. Next we have the shade Sun-Dazed. Whew. That is super pretty. And then the last one in the second row is the shade Terra, like terracotta. So the last row we have Bermuda, which is like a perfect peach transition shade. This next shade is Morgana, or Morgana. Oh wow, that is so pretty. This next shade is Panjin. This next shade is Igneous. And that is like a blackened brown smoky shade. And then this last shade is called Sol, S-O-L, and that is a bright matte yellow. The one that popped out in my mind as closely related to this one would be the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. So that is the two palettes side by side, the Sunset and the Modern Renaissance. Very similar color scheme, but the Modern Renaissance lacks the quality of eyeshadow, and it also lacks some of the high shimmer glittery finishes that the Sunset palette has. And it also is quite a bit cheaper, and the Anastasia ones does come with a brush. Very similar, very warm tones, orangey tones, lots of red shades, but ultimately you just can't compare the quality, even though the shades are similar. Next, I also wanted to compare this to the Huda Beauty palette. This is the Rose Gold Edition palette. As you can see, again, very similar. I would say this one is, the Huda Beauty is more similar than the Anastasia Modern Renaissance, just because of the foiled shadows that the Huda Beauty palette has. It does have some high shimmer, high shine finishes. The mattes are very dry in the Huda Beauty one. Very dry, there's a ton of fallout. They're kind of a little bit more difficult to blend, where the mattes in the Natasha Denona palette are a lot softer, creamier, super, super blendable. Starting off, I'm taking that matte peach shade and my e.l.f. fluffy brush, and I'm building this color up in my crease. I did speed this up just because I took a lot of time building this color in my crease. I really wanted you to be able to see this color in the finished look. I really wanted that peach to come through. It is a beautiful shade for your crease if you're doing a warm toned eyeshadow look, so that's why I spent so much time on this and sped it up. And then I'm taking a more dense brush with that orange shade. You'll see I actually ended up switching brushes just because this was not the right brush to use with these shadows. These shadows work really well with like a more fluffy brush like I was using originally, and this one is a lot more dense. So I did end up switching brushes just because it wasn't applying the color like I wanted it to. It was kind of getting all over the place and really not being very precise, and it just wasn't the right brush. You'll see I actually start to get quite a bit of fallout, which usually doesn't happen with these shadows. I have her other palette and it doesn't give me fallout, and this one, you know, to me it's actually better quality than her other ones, if that's even possible. But I was getting fallout, and I like, see right there, it was just kind of getting everywhere. So I really think it's the brush. So I ended up switching brushes and that did not happen anymore. So yeah, I really do think it was the brush that I was using. So yeah, I'm just fluffing that in the crease and on the outer corner. And then I'm taking another fluffy brush and I'm mixing that same orange shade we were just using and a deep brown. Again, this is a matte shade, and I'm taking those two and I'm putting this more precisely in the outer corner and in the crease, just deepening things up further, taking my time to really build up that brown color. I wanted this to be a semi-dark outer corner, but still be very light and summery. So I'm just taking that brown and really working it into my crease in the outer corner. I'm taking my finger in that glitter shade, the gold one, and I am pressing this on the inner corner of my eyelid. And guys, I was like blown away by how pigmented this shadow was. I mean, it was so glittery and so pretty and foiled. It was super metallic, exactly what you would want in a glitter eyeshadow. It was just stunning. A lot of shadows that are like this, I find I have to wet my brush usually with like Makeup Forever Mystic & Fix or any other setting spray. You guys have seen me do that before. I have to wet my brush to get it that metallic, but that was just being applied with my finger and it showed up really nicely. And then I was cleaning up all that fallout with a makeup wipe, and for my lower lash line, I'm going back in to those same shadows we used on top in the same order. So starting out with my Real Techniques shading brush, I'm taking that peach shade and building that up on my lower lash line to again create that nice gradient on the lower lash line like we did on the upper lid. And then again, same as we did before, I'm taking the orange shade and that deep dark brown and taking a more precise pencil brush and buffing that on the lower lash line really close to the roots of my eyelashes. So I'm not bringing this as far down as I took that peach shade, just being more precise with the placement of those two shadows. Just mimicking what we did on the top lid on the lower lash line to create a nice symmetrical gradient from top to bottom. And then I'm going to take that lighter gold shade and pop that on the inner corner of my eye. I love the way this looked with the two gold shades, one being darker and lighter on the inner corner. I just thought it looked really pretty and added another touch of shimmer. And then I'm going to tightline my upper waterline using a black pencil from Nars. I'm going to curl my lashes and apply some mascara. Thank you guys for tuning into my channel today. As always, do not forget to subscribe. I will have a quick link to subscribe somewhere on the screen. It's usually just my face in a circle. All you have to do is click on it. I will leave it right here. Also, don't forget to check out some of my other videos. I will leave some of my most recent uploads right here. And as always, I will have a full list of products mentioned down below in the description box, as well as links to all my other social media sites. So do not forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter. So I will have a full list of products mentioned on my face in the description box. So if you're curious as to what foundation I'm wearing, what lip color I'm wearing, eyebrows, that kind of thing, I will have everything listed down below. All kinds of good information in the description box. Do not forget to subscribe before you leave, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.